I actually met her in church. She was singing. It was Easter Sunday. She sung beautifully, and that's another thing that attracted me to her. And I'm like, oh wow, she's not only beautiful, but she has a wonderful voice. And I just love the way she was dressed. And I'm like, oh wow, like I've never seen a girl like that in church.
I noticed this dark, handsome guy. My first impression of Ritcher was he was a very serious man. Maybe a little too religious. When I got to know him, it was like a mirror image of myself. He was very laid back, into sports, funny, sarcastic, everything.
When I saw Tamar, she had a good head on her shoulders. Everything about her was cool. She was into sports. I knew immediately that I wanted to marry Tamar when I found out she was a Giants fan.
And Ritcher decided to take me to Poconos for our 1-year anniversary.
I had this whole thing planned out, like great hotel suite set up for us, jacuzzi and a pool. So the weekend comes and we're driving up there and it is pouring rain.
He proposed actually the day we were leaving because the weather didn't permit him to do his proposal. So the following day, as we're packing, I'm loading the car, he's like, oh, we need to do one more sweep around the room to make sure we didn't leave anything behind. I said, okay.
And all this time, she had no idea what was going on. She thought it was just gonna be our anniversary. We're gonna go to somewhere nice and just enjoy ourselves for the weekend.
So I'm just tidying up the back of the trunk, and then he was just like, where are you? I've been waiting for you inside. And I'm like, oh okay, I'm sorry. I didn't think you needed me to come with you, but when I went.
And then I'm like, babe, we need to talk. And she's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, these past few weeks, it's been good, but I think it could be better.
He started with his speech. We've been going out for a year. There've been good times and there's some bad times, and I'm like, I'm sorry for the bad. Because the way he was speaking is as if he was breaking up with me. I'm like, so you took me away to break up with me?
And she's like, I'm sorry, like what happened? I'm like, yeah, I think I could be happier, and I need to be happier.
I'm like, who does that?
I wanted to laugh, but I didn't want to. I'm like, try to keep a serious face. I'm like, yeah,
He gets down on one knee, I'm like, what are you doing? And then I start bawling, crying. I'm like,
the only way I could be happier is if I make you my wife.
And I'm like, oh, yes. Like with this really horrible crying face.
Waterfall of tears, and then like I couldn't even put the ring on her finger because she just kept on like shaking.
And I was just like, I'm like really bad at crying. I must have had like the worst ugly face when I was crying.
And so I finally get the ring on her finger, and then it's just everything else is history. And it was amazing. I mean, it was a beautiful experience. Yeah, I know. you know, awkward